James Horncastle has just published an in-depth piece in The Athletic studying the tale of Romelu Lukaku's summer from the standpoint of the Italian clubs involved. It's interesting to see the saga from a different perspective, and it's full of interesting quotes from Serie A figures involved in the battle to sign the Belgian striker. One interesting angle is on the accounting side. Horncastle reckons that if we're to pull off the much-talked-about part exchange deal with Juventus for Lukaku, which involves us taking Dusan Vlahovic in return, we will have to pay €55 million in order that the Italian side don't make an accounting loss on the player they bought just 18 months ago. Given we don't seem that keen on Vlahovic at all, it's very hard to see us stretching to those kinds of figures. Whatever happens now, and even if there is finally resolution in this last week before the season starts, it's been a messy story from start to finish. James Horncastle has just published an in-depth piece in The Athletic studying the tale of Romelu Lukaku's summer from the standpoint of the Italian clubs involved. It's interesting to see the saga from a different perspective, and it's full of interesting quotes from Serie A figures involved in the battle to sign the Belgian striker. One interesting angle is on the accounting side. Horncastle reckons that if we're to pull off the much-talked-about part exchange deal with Juventus for Lukaku, which involves us taking Dusan Vlahovic in return, we will have to pay €55 million in order that the Italian side don't make an accounting loss on the player they bought just 18 months ago. Given we don't seem that keen on Vlahovic at all, it's very hard to see us stretching to those kinds of figures. Whatever happens now, and even if there is finally resolution in this last week before the season starts, it's been a messy story from start to finish. Chelsea have reportedly agreed personal terms with Michael Ollis after making a £26 million bid for the Crystal Palace star. The Blues have enjoyed a productive summer transfer window, bolstering new manager Mauricio Pochettino's squad with 6 new signings. But Chelsea will continue to explore deals until the window shuts and have turned their attentions to Palace winger Ollis. The 21-year-old has emerged as one of the most exciting players at Selhurst Park over the past 2 seasons and helped the Eagles secure their Premier League survival last term. His form for Palace and the French U21 star has attracted interest from Chelsea and Premier League champions Manchester City. Ollis is currently sidelined with a hamstring injury he suffered during this summer's European U21 Championships, but this has not put off Chelsea, who have approached Crystal Palace with a €30 million (£26 million) offer. As Ollis has a release clause of £35 million, Chelsea's bid will most likely be rejected, but the Blues will not have to raise their offer by much to meet his buyout clause. Chelsea Football Club have finally made what appears to be a breakthrough in their quest to sign transfer target Moises Caicedo of Brighton and Hove Albion. Developments regarding Chelsea's Caicedo chase have been steady, with little or no progress made over the course of a summer. Blues bids have apparently gone from around £70 million and subsequently risen steady when declined by Brighton. Nevertheless, the West London outfit appear undeterred as they seek midfield reinforcements. And the Ecuadorian could be quite the addition if his quality transfers to what should be an elite top 4 club. Mauricio Pochettino has overseen a plethora of midfield exits at Stamford Bridge over the previous couple of months. I presume that 1 or 2 might have perhaps wished to stay after seeing that caliber of manager take the helm, but it wasn't to be. Following Kai Havertz's switch to capital rivals Arsenal, Mason Mount moving to Premier League foe Manchester United, Mateo Kovacic joining English top-flight champions Manchester City, N'Golo Kanté going to Saudi Arabian side Al Ittihad, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek heading for Italy with AC Milan, the department is decimated. While Caicedo will enter the starting lineup almost instantly if he is acquired, he is really a specialist defensive midfielder, so more attack-minded footballers are required for the area. Mauricio Pochettino has hinted his Chelsea team selection for the opening day clash against Liverpool will be a youthful one, although warns the Reds this won't make the challenge any easier. Stamford Bridge has been the site of the most dramatic revolution in football over the past 18 months or so. Previous owner Roman Abramovich was ousted following the start of the Russia-Ukraine war. American businessman Todd Boehly took over in his place, and in the time that has followed, in excess of £750 million has been spent on playing staff across 3 transfer windows. To put that into perspective, throughout Jurgen Klopp's 8 years on Merseyside, Liverpool have spent a total of £791.9 million across 16 windows. Bar Raheem Sterling, Kalidou Koulibaly, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, the focus of this spending spree has been to build a solid foundation for the future. Koulibaly and Aubameyang have even been moved on in under a year. The changes have been that drastic. "We are building something special," Pochettino told The Guardian. "It's a process and we need time. But in football you cannot ask for time and you need to deliver now. We are Chelsea and, even if we have young players involved against Liverpool, the mentality is to win. I'm so happy because we are working hard. I know how difficult it is to build a squad to compete with Manchester, City, Liverpool and company. I think we are in a good way. My message to the players, the fans and everyone is that we are Chelsea and we need to win. Today, yesterday, not tomorrow. At the same time, we need to work hard and be clever in how we are going to prepare next month, the next 6 months and the year." So far the Blues have dipped into the market for 6 players this summer: Christopher Nkunku, Axel Disasi, Nicholas Jackson, Leslie Ugachukwu, Robert Sanchez and Angelo Gabriel. The average age of these deals comes to 22, plus it also worth remembering Levi Colwell's addition to the squad at 20 years old, who arrives back from loan for a first full campaign at Stamford Bridge. Their Argentine manager has so far made use of a 4-2-3-1 system throughout preseason, is stacked with speed in all areas of the pitch and plenty more to arrive from the bench. This hands Klopp with a challenge on top of the one that is how should he line up his midfield in the capital next weekend, although Pochettino too will have worries of his own. First off, both Disasi and Sanchez have both arrived too late to be involved in preseason preparations, with the club's tour of the USA now over. The Chelsea manager will therefore have to make the decision to throw them straight in at the deep end or preserve for future uses. Following that, Nkunku has been a bright spark this summer in the blue jersey, notching 3 goals, though saw his time across the pond ended prematurely by injury against Borussia Dortmund. This will provide Pochettino with a selection headache should his star center forward be missing.